This video lecture is part one of video lectures for the SELECT node. In this part, we will look at using the SELECT node to send an entity to one of a set of queues. So first we'll put the SELECT node up here, and we're going to select the two queues option since we're only concerned with sending items to queues, and we're going to go to the queue that's the smallest size. We'll click OK, and we're all set. Next step is to add the queues that we're going to be using. So I'll put a couple of queue nodes up here. This will be queue node entity stored in file 1 and queue node for entities stored in file 2. We connect the select node to the queues not using the normal activity but the connection dotted line, and we select the select node in the first queue and the select node in the second queue. If you try to connect these queues with regular activities, then you'll get an error. We'll put a couple of goon nodes here to terminate the activity. Okay. And then we add the service activity for each of the select nodes. These service activities can have different durations. You can have a constant on one, for example, and for the second server you could have a random variable, say for example an exponential distribution with an average of 6. Okay, click OK. We should add probably one server. It defaults to 1 if it's a service activity. Same thing up here, we'll put in one server. Okay. Now if these queues happen to be finite queues, so we'll say that this one has a capacity of 5 and the second one has a capacity of 3. Now we don't need to specify, or we actually should never specify the full action on the queue node, but specify it on the select node, because the select node will never send an entity to a queue that's full. So the full action will never get activated. Okay, so we can go back to the select node, and let's say we're going to send all of the items that bulk from these two queues to a special server, and this will be file 3. So on the select node, we can say what the full action is, which would be to bulk to this special queue node called server. Click OK, and we've added bulking to the select node. So this is how we do it, hooking the select node up to a set of queues. Okay, so it'd be how you would model, for example, arriving to a system and finding 2 or 3 waiting lines, and you have to choose which waiting line you want to join. Okay, we'll follow this with selecting from queues and sending those entities that we draw out of the queues to a server in the second part.